Welcome in the next video on John Dryden, an English poet. In this video, I am going to give brief introduction of his ode, A Song for Saint Cecilia's Days. This video is useful for the students of English Literature, BA Part 1. It belongs to Paper 1, Poetry and Drama. I am Dr. Vinita Bhadoria, Associate Professor of English in Government College, Behror. A Song for Saint Cecilia's Day, composed in 1687. It is the first of two great odes written by Poet Laureate John Dryden and set to music for the annual Saint Cecilia's Day celebration held every November 22nd from 1683 to 1703 and sponsored by the London Musical Society. Saint Cecilia was an early Christian martyr and patron saint of music. He was honored at these public celebrations with concerts and religious ceremonies featuring every year on an original commemorative ode commissioned by the society. This song by Dryden praises the power of music and the patron Saint Cecilia in an awe-inspiring tone. The poem is much about the divine qualities of music. He had a purpose for diverting from the topic. The intention was to glorify music first, then the readers can understand why Cecilia is remembered for age. Poem is written in the form of ode, and this ode was designed for performance in the festival in 1687 by a newly formed musical society in London. The 22nd November is celebrated as Saint Cecilia's Day in her memory. Saint Cecilia was a pious Christian lady who sacrificed her life in Rome in the year 230 AD. She is adored as a saint and patron of music. Dryden signifies the importance of music for the formation of the universe and the existence of life on universe. When nature lay under a heap of disordered atoms, God's musical voice commanded them to arise. On listening to the command, all the cold, hot, moist, and dry atoms arose and occupied their proper positions. The poem was written in 8 stanzas. The first 7 verses are sung by a single voice, while the last stanza is meant for the grand chorus. As it is a song occasioned for Saint Cecilia's Day on 22nd November 1687. As a lyric poet, Dryden's fame rests on his 3 odes, and A Song for Saint Cecilia's Day is prominent amongst them. Here the poet illustrates his skill in making the lines match to major themes of his thought. When harmony and order is being established, the world is created. The world would be disrupted and crumble down when harmony would be untuned. The first stanza is the longest one and it contains 15 lines. If we look at the poem closely, it will be clear that the line count decreases till the 4th stanza. Thereafter, the line count increases gradually. In each stanza, Dryden talks about different aspects of music and classical musicians. The first stanza, the poet introduces divine harmony lies in everything, music being a divine art form, infuses life into nature. From the following stanzas, the poetic persona talks about different instruments such as chorded shell, trumpet, drum, flute, violin, and last but not least, Cecilia's organ. In the last stanza, there is reference to the revolutionary aspect of music that can even destabilize heaven. As it is a lyrical poem of elaborate musical structure, solemn in tune, and in the form of address, the theme is grave and universal, and the presentation is dignified. The poet attempts to imitate the effects of music in language, which reach their heights in this ode. It is pindaric in its structure and thus consists of a number of short stanzas similar in length and arrangements. Dryden introduces the chorus to adopt the true strophic structure. In ancient drama, strophe was the song sung in the chorus while dancing towards one side of the orchestra. The cadence of one line is carried to the next, and the sound of the former glides gently into that which follows without leaping from one extreme to another. This poem does not have a specific rhyme scheme or a specific rhyming pattern. The poet chooses the alternative and closed rhyme scheme. He has maintained strict uniformity. His heroic couplet shows uniformity, precision, and regularity. His diction is in tune with his ideas. He disciplines himself to use the precise word rather than the word with a vague area of association, endeavoring always to express as clearly and firmly as possible what he means to say. But words he held were only the coloring of the poem picture. What was the important, that is, idea. Though the coloring was what first struck to the eye. So whatever words he uses, still uses language that might be spoken by man to man. It is never mere poetry. That is one of his great triumphs. The iambic meter is mostly used in this poem, but it does not follow any particular rhyming pattern. As it is a lyrical poem, it elaborates metrical structures, solemn in tune, and the form of address. Several literary devices are used in this poem to make the song more engaging to the readers. To begin with, there is a metaphor in the heap of jarring atoms. There is an alliteration in the phrase heave her head. It contains a repetition of the H sound. The word clencho is an example of onomatopoeia. In the third stanza, the repetition of the hard consonant sounds presents consonants. The poet illustrates his skill in making the lines march to the major theme of his thought. Harmony emerges to be the basic idea in this ode. When harmony and order is being established, the world is created. The world would be disrupted and crumble down when harmony would be untuned. So, this is the introduction of the poem, or very background of the poem, a song for Saint Cecilia's Day. In the next video, I'll explain you the poem itself. Thank you very much.